You're listening to The Jake Asman Show on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. This segment is presented by Progressive Insurance. Justin Fields, Najee Harris, and Jamar Chase join host Nate Burleson and the new Progressive YouTube series Up All Night. No fluff questions, just fluffy pillows. Watch Up All Night exclusively on youtube.com/progressive. Let's take a call now, 800-224-2004. And I'm excited about this. We have Jason in Jerusalem calling in. Jason, you're on the Jake Asman Show. What time is it in Jerusalem?
Hi, Jake. It's almost 4:30 here in the afternoon.
Wow. Okay, so we're afternoon drive in Jerusalem. I like that.
Yep. I'm actually a big Jets fan. Love listening to your highlights on YouTube, going through all the Jet stuff. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I want to ask you a question about the Arizona Cardinals, because there's something I'm noticing that I don't really notice people talking about. Seattle only has a pick in the first-round pick in 2023. That's their next pick. Rams have their next first-round pick in 2024. San Francisco taking the QB this year, and then they don't have anything until 2024. How does that shape Arizona as the only team, they say, not in debt? Do they need to be more cautious because they know that they have the future, that the edge in the drafting on their division rivals? Do you think that makes them more aggressive, knowing that they don't have anybody else that they need to worry about in their division?
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting point. I had not thought of that. I think ultimately, I mean, it just depends how you build your team. Like the other teams in the division have been more aggressive because, you know, they've also been a lot better. You know, the Cardinals are still an ascending team. I think what it comes down to, I mean, they've been aggressive this offseason. This is a team that obviously over the last couple of years has traded away some draft picks to improve their team. I mean, they totally won the Hopkins trade, but even this offseason, they've been aggressive in free agency. They traded away, their fourth-round pick to get Rodney Hudson away from the Raiders. So I think what it comes down to for them is how good is Kyler Murray going to be and how good is Cliff Kingsbury as a coach? Because I'm still not 100% sold on what he is. The NFC West might be the best division in the sport. I mean, the Rams certainly got better. They had no problem trading away draft picks because they wanted to get a franchise quarterback that they believe in, Matt Stafford. The Niners obviously don't think Jimmy G's their guy, so they moved up to number 3 to get a quarterback. So, you know, honestly, the Cardinals are in the best position because they do have their picks, but that best position doesn't really mean anything if they don't end up being right about how good Kyler Murray is and just what Cliff Kingsbury is as a head coach. He's now going into year 3. I would say this, if Cliff Kingsbury and the Cardinals don't make the playoffs this year, wouldn't shock me if he's out of a job and they bring in another coach to try and get the best out of Kyler Murray and coach that full team. So it's a good point. But I think ultimately it's like anything else. It comes down to who your coach is and who's your quarterback based on just how well the Cardinals will do, you know, going forward in a very tough division. Thank you for the call there, Jason. So that was Jason in Jerusalem checking in. How about that, Ron? We're on in Jerusalem. Afternoon drive. Love that. Love that. Love my people in Jerusalem.
It's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, I don't think you could take a car to get to Jerusalem.
Unfortunately, I'm not thinking you're going to have a road show.
Nope. I would love to do a remote in Jerusalem.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Can't wait to tell some of my friends that have been on Birthright, that love Israel, all that.
I think what you need to do is go to down the hall to Mr. Gao's office and say, "Hey, we're huge in Jerusalem."
Yeah, how do we get an affiliate in Jerusalem? We could be the number 1 show in Jerusalem.
You could be the number 1 show in Jerusalem, and you don't know.
Maybe we already are.
Maybe there's a big billboard of you.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. 800-224-2004 is the number if you want to get involved. All right, let's talk about the Niners here. Let's stay with
Speaking of NFC West.
I was about to say, so let's stay with the NFC West after Jason brought up the Cardinals out of that division. The San Francisco 49ers are fascinating to me. They move up, and everyone's assuming they're moving up because they know the guy they want. Immediately, everyone thinks they're moving up to get Justin Fields. Well, then, over the last couple of weeks, it's been Mac Jones. Then it started to be, well, actually, they like Fields and Lance, and now they're still deciding between all 3. And then Ian Rappaport came out and said, well, it turns out it's actually down to either Trey Lance or the consensus favorite is still Mac Jones. So we do know this, though. Despite whatever quarterback they're taking at 3, they're taking a quarterback. So the future of Jimmy Garoppolo their one-time franchise quarterback, is very much up in the air. And yesterday, Kyle Shanahan gave a bit of a puzzling answer when asked if Garoppolo will still be a San Francisco 49er come Sunday.
Can you say with certainty that Jimmy Garoppolo will be on the roster on Sunday?
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday, so I can't guarantee who will be on our roster on Sunday. So that goes for all of us.
Jimmy G sounds done in San Francisco, if that's what the coach is saying. Now, I know Shanahan.
Now, how done are you saying?
Well, that's a fair point, because as Alex Barth wrote on Twitter, I'm not sure if Garoppolo wants a trade request or wants to enter witness protection. I mean, he is right. There is no guarantee. None of us will be here on Sunday. What if aliens come and blow up the planet?
I'm leaving early today just to go spend some time with my loved ones because I'm a little afraid. We're gonna head down to the bunker.
It's like my favorite saying when I hear an athlete's like day to day on the injury report. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all? But Jimmy G sounds done in San Francisco. It's just a matter of, when, not if. And ultimately, I think Garoppolo should request a trade. If I'm him, I'm not sticking around. His contract makes him tradable as far as like the Niners being able to get out of it, not dealing with a dead cap hit. Garoppolo's got 2 years left on his current deal. He's set to count for over $26 million in 2021. But if they cut him, the dead cap hit is under $3 million with a trade or release. And it's $1.5 million to do the same in 2022. So he's out at some point. If I'm him, I'm trying to be aggressive and try and see if New England will take me back. That's what I would do. But here's the thing. I mean, in theory, it's nice to have Garoppolo. Keep Garoppolo as, your bridge quarterback until whoever you take at 3 is ready. Jimmy G 2 years ago just took this team to the Super Bowl. Is he really going to want to be like the good soldier and mentor a veteran? Like, that's something you got to weigh. Like, if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't want to do that. You might say, oh, you got to be a great teammate, this and that. Yeah, screw that. I want to get out of here. I still think I could play. It's not like Garoppolo has been bad. The guy he's been hurt. I would force a trade if I'm Jimmy G. I'd do everything in my power to get out of there. I'd make things uncomfortable and force the Niners' hand. Because the reality is the Niners probably don't want to soil whatever quarterback they take at number 3. So why not be aggressive and try and force your way out of there? Or get to witness protection because maybe Kyle Shanahan's going to murder somebody. I don't know.
I mean, very likely, or maybe he knows about that asteroid that's going to hit our planet because, our government leaders just don't want to set a panic.
LT writes in, is Shanahan planning on bumping off Garoppolo on Sunday? It sounds like a Bob movie. Yeah, this is like a scene in Goodfellas.
Yeah. I would be afraid if I was Jimmy G.
I would too.
And do we stop calling him Jimmy G?
What would you like to call him?
I mean, maybe we call him, Dexter. Because Jimmy G sounds like a mom guy.
I think
he think about it.
Should he change his name to James?
Maybe
is his real name James already?
Maybe Kyle Shanahan figured out what Garoppolo's, their long lasting history has been in the United States, and we just don't know it yet. I don't know. I'd be afraid. I'd be worried.
Everything the Niners have said with Garoppolo sounds as if they are just trying to drive up his trade value. Like, why come out and say we're looking to move him? Because how does that help you? Saying that you like Jimmy, he's the guy, this and that. If some team offers them a first-round pick that doesn't end up getting their quarterback, New England, and I don't think New England would trade the 15th overall pick, but let's say they did, I think the Niners would do that in a second. So it doesn't do them any good to say they're done with Jimmy G, but it also at the same time is obvious that everything they're saying is trying to pump up that value so somebody maybe gets desperate for a quarterback and takes on Garoppolo. Like, what if the Denver Broncos don't get a quarterback at 9? They don't want to move up. They can't get a quarterback, and they want to bring in competition, they said, for Drew Lock. Is Garoppolo not a better player than Lock if Garoppolo is healthy?
No, I think that would be a smart move because, I mean, let's face it, what if all 5 quarterbacks are gone by the time Denver comes around? They just couldn't work out a deal with, say, Atlanta or, the Lions, whoever's in front of them.
Because I'm telling you, it would not shock me if Detroit goes quarterback at 7 or if Carolina went quarterback at 8. So I can see that happening. So I think Garoppolo's getting dealt. I don't think Garoppolo, that's my big prediction. I don't believe Garoppolo is on the Niners roster week 1 this year. I think he's dealt before the season starts. Maybe it's one of those deals that happens in training camp. Like when the Jets saw Sam Darnold was ready, they were willing to move Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe something like that happens with Jimmy Garoppolo. Coming up next, let's talk all things NFL draft with Connor Rogers from Bleacher Report. Stay tuned.
Cleaning your fuel system can make your car